more than enough time for Esmeralda to shred down lane.
All right, so I guess it's the catch to the catch. It's the counter to the anti-funnel. It's the anti-funnel
It's the
funnel. I don't know.
anti-funnel, funnel, anti-funnel, funnel strat.
We'll see. But again, this is great innovation from Evos SG. Credit where credit is due. If this lineup does work, then we're bound to see a game 3. But look at this down bottom. Lusty gonna be taken out so early. No way he's gonna get away from this. Soul takes down the Tams on Lusty. That's first blood for Evos SG. Off to a good start already.
Getting the early first blood onto this Cho would be impactful. Cho does need to at least get a Blade of Despair in order for him to start going. Little Wonder is going to be secured by Bren Esports. A couple of bodies being committed here onto EJ. EJ managed to survive. Carl Teasy jumping on to Pokemon. Pokemon's going to be managed to make it out alive. Potato does have the combo available. Gets Carl Teasy. Soul flickers in for the Jeet Kundo onto Carl Teasy. That's going to be EJ getting knocked up as well. Rebo, next one in line, is going to fall down, and that is a 4-0 trade in favor of Evos.
Okay, I can appreciate now what Evos is drafting here. I didn't see it this way, but the angle seems to be...
Oh!
We don't even need items. We just need our kit, and it's going to work out. So far, it's going that way. 5-0 currently, ahead by about 3,000 or 2,000 and change here is Evos SG and Nomad. They don't even need the penalty zone. The body of Smith and the amount of damage that Terizla is dealing, that seems to be their ticket to game 3.
That is what I am going to be pointing out and be looking forward to, though. Potato needs to make sure that in a big team fight later on, the penalty zone would be on point. Not a moment too late, especially with Carl Teasy just looming over the horizon here. All across the map. Nice flicker onto the Fatal Links. And the Way of the Dragon as well onto Few, just to ensure that he will not be able to go to his teammates. There goes the Tempest of Blaze, and Carl Teasy finally gets a score on the board here. JPL is going to try to dish out a couple of damage there on the side of Bren, but they are going to be backing off.
And here we go. Carl Teasy getting chased down by JPL Pokemon and Eon. Eon looking for a target. He does not have Fatal Link, so it's just a threat.
Oh, Potato, penalty zone not connecting.
Penalty zone from behind! He gets knocked up with a wild charge! Potato, though, surviving with the help of Body of Smith, and he's still in it. EJ's actually hesitant to fight back, but there you go. The pull onto Eon by Few knocks out the Atlas. That's another for Bren Esports at the cost of no lives, so that's at least good. But Carl Teasy gonna get knocked out by Soul. Oh my god, the full combo gets him, but off cam, well, almost. Potato gets knocked out finally, and there's a kill. One more for Bren Esports, but they're still way behind.
Starting to, I mean, the Filipino teams are fearing the Ling on Carl Teasy, but Evos SG, they don't give a damn. They will just allow this Carl Teasy to keep moving forward. And even if they pick up the Ling, they have proper answers. Esmeralda has a lot of shield, so the Tempest of Blades will not really be that much of a factor. Potato will be available at any time to just soak up all the damage that Carl Teasy wants to deliver, and the penalty zone will be the primary catch for these guys as well.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it looks like this is no funnel at all. I mean, that's not funny, but it's no funnel at all because you have damage from Soul, you have damage from Potato, and you have damage from Pokemon, and JPL is no slouch either. So I think this is the anti-meta strategy that we've been looking for. And there's the pull onto Soul. Soul, though, fighting back with the Way of the Dragon and the flicker out of 3 members of Bren Esports, and he survives while Potato up top. There's not much Rebo can do. Finishes off the first turret of the game. Oh, what an interesting attack on the meta. This is out of nowhere, but wait. Oh,
Speaking
the
of
flicker
out of nowhere,
plus the RKO, if you will, the Fatal Links taking out Carl Teasy.
man, it is 10-3, 4 minutes into the game. This is almost the same score line that Bren Esports was during game number 1 against Evos. And it's not working well for them. Lusty's going to be diving in. Going to be popping out the corner. It's not going to be that much of a factor, though. He's going to be pushed way behind enemy lines. Going to be taken out.
The way that Bren responded to that, though, if he dies, he dies. They were just elsewhere on the map, and maybe Lusty could have fought back, but I guess that's an opportunity they cannot afford. So they'll find what they can on the map elsewhere and make sure that Carl TZ can farm. But again, at 1-4-0, man, it's really tough to be a Ling at this point in the game.
Man, it's let's have a look at the wallets of these guys. Carl TZ is relatively not that far behind, but he's still behind. It's not that big of a lead, and still completely possible for Carl TZ to bounce back. And as I say that, Carl TZ manages to barely escape. Okay, he manages to escape now. And he doesn't want any of that. He needs to back off here. No point in turning back. He is going to try to turn back. Good thing that Evos is getting disengaged.
He'll weave in and out. He does not want to go home. That's quite a bit of time shed off of his jungling time, his farm. But I think JPL got hit with a pull. Yeah, few committed the Divine Judgment there. But off cam, it was Pokemon just taking the turtle. Oh, man, what a turnaround. And how poetic is that? Game 1, Bren Esports stomps Evos. And in game 2, it's Evos who's actually driving, if you will. They took this game by the reins with such an unorthodox lineup. But I like it.
It's not as sound, but it is working. That's the only thing that's going on here for Evos SG. And that's why I like this lineup. It's built specifically in order for Link to not be able to go in for the big team fights. And even then, there have been a couple of questionable plays here for Bren Esports. And there goes the wild charge, attempting to knock 5 people out all at the same time. Cauterant's not going to be enough for Lusty to survive. That nice Guardian's Barrier allows Rebo to take down Soul in the back lines, but that has to be a complete disengage. I think the win condition here for Bren Esports is for Carl TZ to create a lot of space for his team. What I mean by that is he needs to start pushing, just like what he is doing in the top lane. Being the mobile hero that he is in Mobile Legends Bang Bang, he can do so without any problems. And it has to always be Potato or Pokemon responding to what Carl TZ is going to do in the split pushes.
Here's an interesting thought. Oh, wait, hold up. JPL getting caught out by few. Divine Judgment. Carl TZ committing the Tempest of Blades. That's what I was going to bring up, actually. Oh, wait, hold up. Fatal Links onto Carl TZ. He is going to blink away. Run up to the wall, actually. Finch Boys. There you go. Full combo down onto Lusty. Not going to survive despite popping the Inferno. And yeah, 1-for-1 here. JPL for Lusty. I was going to say, what if they start just trying to take down JPL more often, more actively, right? They try to take down the arguably most fragile member of Evos SG and take their farm from that. That might be a good direction here for Bren Esports.
What I gotta say though is that Bren Esports can fight, but not as a 5-man unit. They cannot stand a full 5v5 fight. Pickoffs, just like what you said on JPL, might work wonders for them. But they should not be the ones getting picked off. They should not be the ones initiating the fight. They should be counter-engaging. As soon as they counter-engage, just get one pick off, back off, go for the reset, and go for another fight. That's how I see Bren Esports should be doing the team fights.
Yeah, conversions, think about them later. Big ticket team fights, think about them later. Few just get picked off here by Pokemon with a single falling Star Moon and just being chased down with a bite. Oh, this is difficult for Bren Esports. I can imagine wherein they're not even safe in their own jungle. So game 1 for Bren Esports, at least they ended quickly. But for this, it's a surgical dissection here by Evos SG.
Such a surgical yeah, Evos SG, they are the Surgeon Generals here, taking command of the game and making sure that all moves are in their favor. They're under in the operating room with a scalpel in their hands, and they're just making fine surgical incisions into the lineup of Bren Esports. As I say that, though, a 1-for-1 trade. JPL's gonna pay the price for that penalty zone being forced, and that's the penalty zone on cooldown. Not an opening for Bren Esports. It is a 1-for-2 trade in their favor, but it's not working well for them. But as I say that, Pokemon's in a tight spot, gets knocked up by the wild charge, and Aeon immediately goes for the backup.
Nope, he got the trigger on the Fatal Links, and he just used it up. So yeah, the kills that Bren Esports can score though at this point in the game will not exactly convert immediately. At least it's some space, and it's some way to even out what early game Evos SG has built for themselves. And so far, I'm giving this maybe a 30-70. All right, 30-70 is still respectable. It's still possible, but actually very generous, given that the mistake has to come from Evos SG as they pick off Rebo really easily down bottom. EJ, not much he could have done as they stare down Lord. But look at this Pokemon really low already, but that's Few and Kaltizi committing so much to even just doing that much damage to Pokemon, and Few pays the price. Not a single casualty on Evos SG, by the way.
Not a single one. And the money now is Kaltizi is scaling really well. He is at the same board as Potato and Pokemon. The problem there is that he is the only one on the same page as Potato and Pokemon. Rebo is slowly catching up. He's going to be a problem soon enough. But we're not going to be seeing any... We're not really going to be expecting a lot of big team fights here coming from Bren Esports. They will almost always lose the team fights.
Lusty pop there in the middle of this big fight. But now Pokemon gets shut down. That's a lot of gold going over to the side of Bren Esports. Eon going to follow suit. And the Lord is actually helping out in this big 5v5 fight, and Kaltizi gets to steal the Lord. They took it, actually turning it into a 2v3, and JPL gonna run for his life. Kaltizi has a great bite on him as well with that orange buff, and it became a 2-for-4 Nomad, plus this orange buff steal, plus the Lord take, plus a push by Rebo. What's going on? This is actually Soul running for his life now. He cannot even secure their own purple.
Man, I just got proven wrong there. They can go for the team fights, but I can say that the factor there was that they were fighting inside the Lord Pit. Fighting inside the Lord Pit means that you will get knocked up. You will get swung on by the Lord, and that just adds another level, another layer of damage that Bren Esports is sort of lacking. And there's really nothing that Evos SG could have done there. If Evos SG decided to just stick with the Lord and try to take him out, there is a big chance that Bren Esports could have stolen it. And the team fight that happened thereon, it just went to Bren Esports' way. Couldn't have fought it any other way.
Yep. If you try to describe how the team fight went, you just say Bren Esports, they just went, man. It just happened, and Lord helped out. And now here we go. The siege on top has begun, from having no turrets to themselves to now threatening mid and top. What a swing here by Bren Esports. Fatal Links now on Few. He gets knocked out by Pokemon. Penalty zone already being committed as well. There's the Tempest of Blades. Potato at less than half health. Now EJ wants to get out of here despite having immortality. You cannot just surrender yourself like that. And they get a pick off on Few. Few is such a martyr in this game, man. Few is such a martyr, but his Divine Judgment is just so valuable.
Oh man, it's he shouldn't be giving himself away that easily, though. He is a crucial member, a crucial catch here on the side of Bren Esports. So there's that.
If we're wondering who the prime target is for this Divine Judgment, who do you think it would be, Nomad?
A lot of choices. It has to be Pokemon or JPL. That's for one. Or if Soul is gonna go for the Jeet Kundo combos, don't give him any chance to go for the Wave the Dragon, because that's gonna be an opening for him to kick Kaltizi in towards the side of Evos SG. Yeah, that's not something that you want to happen. And that is another beautiful 3-man Fatal Links. Penalty zone's not available because he's not there just yet. Gets a penalty zone onto Lusty, just onto Lusty. But Lusty is slowly being tanky here, and Few not being the one to falter. Takes down Aeon. Potato probably going to be next in line. He is not going to be as tanky as he wants to, and Bren Esports is winning this fight.
Wow. EJ just knowing exactly when to stay, when to go, and Lusty tanking it all using Tam's passive and Counter Inferno to just the most that he could. But now up next, Pokemon gets caught up top. It's a 0 for 3, and I think the penetration that Bren has been looking for is gonna happen here. What a turnaround. Nomad, they've been losing for the most of the early and the mid game, but the late game seems to belong to them. This is going to be mid, pierced through by the spear or the sword of Carl TZ, and up next is gonna be the top lane with Few keeping the pressure up down bottom. Oh my god, it seems like the team fights that last long with weird outcomes or with a weird order of ults seem to benefit Bren Esports, and they know exactly just that as they continue the siege onto Evos SG's base.
Nice
Eon, yep, gonna be popped up here. Immortality, he has it, he gets the hell out of here. Potato already used penalty zone, and he seems to still be fighting. Oh, there's a Fatal Links onto EJ. Down goes EJ. Immortality still popped up. He's fine. Pokemon knocking down Lusty, and they need to get out of here. That's gonna be a 1 for 1 soul for Lusty, but they lost 2 turrets in the process. And just like that, Bren Esports back in the driver's seat.
Man, this is all right, so we're kind of seeing how Bren Esports wants to fight. They want to go for the prolonged team fights where it's not the entire Evos SG lineup that's available for them. It's the moment that Evos SG clumps up together as a team and waiting and ready for a fight. That is when Bren Esports will lose. If they're gonna go for the siege and just take down the top lane turret, and there are no minion waves in their favor, they need to reset. They need to back off, wait for an opportunity to pick off 1 or 2 members from Evos SG, because really, that just goes to show that the defense at the base, Evos SG can still fight as a team. They are relying on Aeon and Potato so much to catch members here from the side of Bren.
Yeah, and can I play devil's advocate for a bit? Maybe, just maybe, we're at the point where Bren can actually start picking up 5v5s because of Lusty. I saw how amazing the Counter Inferno could be in the face of 5 enemies, but now look at this. Carteezy picking a fight here with Soul. Now the fight has come to Carteezy, and Aeon shuts him down with the full combo, the Dragon's Way. Now the penalty zone has been committed here by Potato, and looking really low is Aeon. He wants to get out of here. Nice block by EJ, but it might be too little too late as JPL is also caught in the crossfire. Down goes EJ now. Still no casualties on the side of Evos SG. Is this a turnaround of the turnaround? Pokemon takes down Lusty, and JPL feeling the wrath of Few and Rebo from the backlines. The originals from the El Clasico from the Philippine MPL scene. Soul taken out here by Fuse Kaja, and that's a 1 for 3, but it opens up the Lord take for Pokemon and Eon. Not unless Few has something to say.
Few hurts though.
Yeah?
He's hurting. He's hurting.
Oh,
Aeon's gonna be forced back here. That's going to be the falling star moon committed as well. And he hurts Pokemon. It doesn't matter. Few and Rebo, they're dishing out a lot of damage. Carteezy is going to be diving in.
Look at Carteezy. Oh, nope. He's just going to finish the job. This is good target prioritization. But Potato, though, he has something to say.
Oh, penalty zone. It's going to be secured by Carteezy. Gets a knock up last minute, though, by the Lord. No follow-throughs here by Evos. Oh, my God, my guy.
What a messy team fight that spans respawns after respawns across 2 different fronts with members who died first and then they came back for another round. This is ridiculous. This anybody's game still, Nomad. But must note here, almost 20 minutes in, Bren Esports is actually up by about 8,000 gold.
That just happened with this swing earlier in that team fight near the purple buff. That's how Bren Esports was able to turn things around.
Oh.
And now the defense is now have to be mounted up by Evos SG. Lord slowly going in. That's a 3-man Penalty zone and a fatal links, but the HPs are still relatively healthy here for Bren Esports. Evos SG HPs are all dropping dangerously low. Caught easy, takes down Soul. Over near the Lord, they're doing what they can to take him down, but I think this is it. This is going to be it, and Bren Esports might just go ahead and go to the finals and face off against Sun Sparks.
Evos SG, they owned the early and the mid.